Hey guys, welcome back to another video in my 5 million gold from scratch series, where I go over everything I did in the past week to make my gold. I have a lot to go over from the past week, so let's get straight into seeing how much gold we are going to start this video off at. We did end off the last video at 2,573,000 gold. We finally passed the halfway mark towards our Brutosuar, the ultimate 5 million goal, but this week, like I said, I have a lot to go over, so just give it a second. But this week we are starting at 1 million and just about 20,000 gold. I have spent about 1,553,000 gold over the past week, and it was not all on investments in terms of like crafting. So that is what I have to go over. I did spend, I think it was 568,000 gold on just Xenanthid this week. So I have a ton of Xenanthid in the bank, and it was kind of, I think it was 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, where I did the same thing where I just bought a huge bulk of Xenanthid of like 500,000 all at once. So the week that I do that, I'm usually not profiting too much because, you know, I'm spending a huge bulk on just one item. So that's one thing. But then also another thing that I did this week was I decided, just because I wanted to, it kind of messes with the series a tiny bit, but it's more for a kind of personal enjoyment, just because I'm spending so much time just making gold and doing nothing else all day. So I decided that I would pay for a second account and dip my toes into multiboxing a little bit, and I did use gold for that because I had the gold, so I decided I would take some of the gold. It cost me a bit to get BFA full price plus the subscription for the month. It was 705,000 gold in WoW tokens. So that was the other huge chunk of gold that I spent this week. Now the thing with this second account is I can go about it a couple different ways. One way is I can, it's up to you guys, by the way. I want you guys to tell me in the comment section down below. The first way is that I can either just make 705,000 gold on that second account and then mail it to this account and just act like it never existed, and I just, you know, play with it on my own, and it doesn't really count towards the series at all, because I mean, maybe you guys don't want multiboxing in the series. It's up to you guys. Or we can include the sales from that account as well. I'm selling everything that I earn on that account, so I'm like keeping track of which account is earning how much gold. So I can either include the sales on that account and then have it help us towards the 5 million goal for the Brutosaur, or I can just, you know, mail over the 705k, act like it never happened, and just personally enjoy it off this YouTube series. So let me know what you guys think in the description, or not the description, the comment section below, what you think about that idea. I am going to play the second account no matter what, because I mean, I just play with it while I'm playing my main account, so it's kind of like no harm, no foul, but it is probably going to take me a while to make that 705k back, but I will eventually mail it back to this account because, you know, I did use it from this series, so just let me know. But yeah, if you vote that we should include the multiboxing earnings, then I can make videos on how to earn gold with multiboxing, just in case anyone out there was curious themselves as well. It's pretty fun. I'll say that. I don't have a 120 yet. You get a 110 boost with BFA, so I'm working on that. But yeah, that's also going to play into this week's earnings on this account. You know, we are sticking to just this account's earnings because we don't have our answer yet for the multiboxing. So this video is strictly this account, and that is going to play a factor because I spent a lot of time, you know, getting it all set up with the second account, leveling up a second character, and, you know, doing things on this account to help with multiboxing and stuff like that. So a lot of this week has been spent not really posting anything from crafting. I wasn't even restocking anything. I was just posting, you know, I'll get my expired mails, post them back up, and not check what sold, because I just was wanting to spend so much time setting up my multiboxing and stuff like that. So that is also going to play a factor in this week, and this is going to be a very scary week for this series. However, it is just a small investment, and then, you know, the earnings will pick up as you know, the weeks go on. By probably next video, I'm going to be back to normal. But those were all just factors that I thought I should get out of the way. I know that was pretty long, but you know, that's everything that went over this week. So yeah, that all plays into what we're going to be seeing in the results in this video. But yeah, going over the Gathering Druid, just because I started multiboxing does not mean that I have earned anything yet from gathering on 2 accounts. In fact, everything that I've gathered through multiboxing so far is in my inventory right here. I am leveling up a second druid on that account, and I'm doing it through herbalism and mining, and you know, this is level 115 right here. That's what it's up to so far. So I haven't actually sold anything from doing that. So this is just everything that I've been doing before I got the second account, which as you can tell is not much. It's 41k on the Gathering Druid, and that's because I've been spending the past, you know, 4 or 5 days strictly getting set up for multiboxing, you know, getting this druid flight form and stuff like that. This took me like 3 days, to be honest, to get this druid flight form to help dual boxing. But yeah, so this is not going to be a lot of sales for the week, but it is some, you know, 41k is not a little bit. So going over what I did sell, Elementium ore, I get this when I gather up Cataclysm herbs. A lot of people have been telling me that they've been doing very well with Cataclysm herbs, so if you have not yet tried it out, definitely do so. Everyone's been having a good time going out to Oldham and Mount Hydrel and, you know, the Abyssal Depths for Eshar's Veil and stuff like that. So go check them out on your server. They are helping out a lot of people. Right here, Cinder Bloom, that's from Mount Hydrel. 84 of those for 2.4k, that's a lot of gold. Going up here, Whiptail, once again, Cataclysm herbs. I do a lot of that. So 188 for 6.8k gold. These are more expensive than Xanthid on my server. A lot of these herbs are more expensive than BFA herbs, and that's why you should just have a little bit on the AH, maybe like 400 to 500 on the AH at least, if not more if you're on a high pop server, just to have them there, even if they sell maybe once a week, because when they do sell, you are going to earn all that gold. So yeah, and you only need to spend about an hour to go and gather it per zone, you know? It's not that much time investment. Volatile Life, that also comes from that farm. So basically everything I earned this week is from, yep, here we go, Stormvine, 374 for 8.3k. So everything I earned this week is straight from Cataclysm herbing. And then we have a few Primals and Eternals, so, you know, I guess not technically everything is from Cataclysm, but, you know, most of the stuff, Volatile Water, that's Cataclysm right there. And Spirits of Harmony, that's Mists of Pandaria. The price rose on my server, so I sold what I had. I only had 29. I haven't ever really farmed Spirits of Harmony. That's honestly probably all the Spirits of Harmony I've earned the entire time I've been playing WoW. I just keep them in the bank, you know, the guild bank, and they stack up. And I just noticed that they were for a bit higher, so I sold them. I think it was about 100 gold each, so made quite a bit of profit off of those. So, you know, all in all, it was up to 41k, mostly just Cataclysm. So yeah, definitely go out and earn, or go and farm Cataclysm herbs and ore. A lot of people, like I was mentioning on Discord and in the comments and pretty much everywhere on Twitter even, are telling me that they're doing very well with the Cataclysm herbs that I've been recommending. So definitely go and check them out if you haven't yet, and I'll see you guys on the next character. Moving on to the first crafter, we have the Enchanter, and my Enchanter has earned a nice 129,000, nearly 130k for the week. Pretty sure this is the biggest week for the Enchanters, so that's very nice. Going over some of the things that I have sold. The navigations, I make all the navigations, and they sell for about 1 to 3k each, depending on which one it is. So those are all very profitable for me. And then, of course, the Legion enchant necks. I've been talking about these for the past couple weeks. You can just get these through questing. I haven't even done all the quests for Legion enchanting. I just did the first few, so I can get the glove enchants for my gatherers. And I just got these on the way there, and they make me so much gold. It's insane. So the Marks enchant necks, these sell between 6 to 10k per on my server. And they don't really have anything gating them back besides maybe Chaos Crystals. You're gonna need a ton of those, but that's really the only gating. You can buy the rest of the materials pretty easily to make this stuff. So if you have a lot of Chaos Crystals left around from Legion, you can make a ton of these and probably make a ton of gold. At least I am on my server. Right here, I sold a lot of Eternal Fires. I think I mentioned these in the last video, maybe the one before, where I bought out a bunch of Frozen Orbs that were posted for about 30 gold. each on my server's auction house. That's way below vendor price, where you buy the frozen orbs. So I went and I, flipped them into Eternal Fires and Eternal Shadows and other Wrath of the Lich King materials, and these are finally selling. So I sold 106 Eternal Fires for 25.2k. They're going for about 250 each, a little bit more. So yeah, that's a lot of gold that I made, going from 30 gold to 250 gold 106 times. So that's a huge profit right there. Right here, Marks of the Satyr enchant neck from Legion, like I was mentioning, 4 of them for 27k. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, they are good, at least on my server. I don't know about everyone else's, but mine, they definitely do pretty well. More navigations, like I was mentioning, all the navigations are going for a pretty high price on my server. The Uncanny Sorcerer's Scepter, sold one of those for 18.3k. I probably sell about one a week of these. I think right now they're like 45k on my server because someone reset the price, and maybe I'll sell one at 45k, but at least this week they went for 18k. And then the rest is pretty much the same. It's all the navigations. And then an Enchant Bracer Speed. That might be from Cataclysm. I actually don't even remember where that's from. But I sold one of those for 1,000 gold. Maybe check that out. Pretty much just level up your professions. You don't have to go out and farm all the hard-to-get patterns and recipes for all the professions, but at least level them up to max for all the expansions. And then just the vendor recipes that you get from your trainer, those all sell for a profit. So that's what I do. That's all I do. I don't even go out and farm recipes or anything. I just do what I get from the trainer. And yeah, that earned me 130k gold this week. I need to go and finish off all the Legion enchanting quests because I need to earn more gold through that. That's where I'm getting most of my gold. Now moving over to my blacksmith. My blacksmith has earned 160,500 gold this week. It was a pretty mediocre week for my blacksmith. To be honest, it's quite nice having 160k considering how little I spent actually playing the auction house at all, and even restocking or anything like that. So I'm happy with 160k. Going over some of the things that I have sold, a bunch of uncanny. You can just see this is all uncanny stuff right here, and it's pretty much all the weapons and all the plate armors, going for anywhere between 3,000 gold and about 11,000 gold, depending on the item. So just a bunch of profit. They cost maybe 300 gold each to craft. If you include the expulsum at 200 gold, maybe it's like 500 gold to craft them. So they make just so much profit on my server. Stirrups are also always profitable. They should be profitable on every server, the stirrups. And then again, just honestly, so much uncanny stuff. A lot of mono hardened stuff sold as well this week, which is nice. That's more than usual. And the biggest thing was a full stack of mono hardened stirrups of 20 for 23,000 gold. That's the most I've ever sold in one kind of bulk of stirrups, so I'm happy about that. I only make 20 at a time, so I really wish that I had more in stock, but yeah, I did sell. That probably means that someone was trying to reset them. People go crazy on my server with resetting prices. They'll reset anything. Like, just when I say people are probably resetting them, that's because they are. Like, I don't know why people reset things to ridiculously high prices. They're probably like 3,000 gold each now. Like, I don't understand. But hey, maybe they make sales. I don't know. I've made a few sales. I think it was 2 weeks ago. In 2 videos ago, I sold one mono hardened syrup for 2.5k because someone reset the market. Can't complain about that. Let's collect up this 160k. You can see, you're gonna see a lot of WoW tokens have been bought across all my characters because it took me, like I said, 705k to get that second account, and most of my characters had like 200k on them. So I just had to log on to each character, buy a token, claim it, go to the next character, buy a token, claim it. So all my characters are going to have like 1 to 2 tokens in their mailbox. Moving on to my Leatherworker. My Leatherworker is probably the character this week that I spent the least amount of time on the auction house with, but the most time actual playing, because I decided that I wanted to make my Demon Hunter my main skinner because it just seems like Demon Hunters are the best skinners. So I spent some time, I did the entire war campaign, I did the entire questline to get my legendary cloak, and I did a bunch of things to get some gear on him to, get him up there with the skinning quickness or, skinning efficiency. So I spent a lot of time not actually in the city and just out playing the game with this character, so not a lot of posting done on this character, and yeah, I had a feeling that I would make a little bit of gold this week on him because I probably spent the least amount of time in the city on this guy. So 32k on the Leatherworker. Nothing really big to talk about besides dredged leather bladders. I sold a full stack of 20 of those for 17k. Once again, probably someone's just trying to reset the market there on the kind of BFA consumable type items. It seems like that's what happened that day. So at least I got to sell my entire stock, which is nice. Sold a bunch of Drums of Fury on Maelstroms too, which is more than usual. So probably about 5, 6k, 7k from all the drums right there. And then an uncanny mail item. 2 uncannies on the Leatherworker, 1 mail, 1 leather, both arm guards. So once again, it seems like the gloves are the highest selling leather item, or leatherworking item I should say, which is weird. I don't know why it's gloves specifically, but 32k on the Leatherworker. A very poor week, all things considered. I have I think 3 or 4 is what I'm up to on the Legion Legendary boots on the auction house now, and haven't been lucky with those, so hopefully next week we'll get lucky selling some higher priced items, and maybe I'll spend just more time posting in general on the Leatherworker. So checking out my Alchemist has brought in a still sizable 324,000 gold for the week, which is, I mean, I'm happy with that. It's half of what it was last week, but still, I'm happy with that because that's going to be most of our profit this week by far because of how poorly I was playing the auction house this week. So yeah, 323k, that's a lot of gold. A lot of it's just going to be, BFA potions. I go over these each week. So, all the potions and flasks from 8.2, that's the stuff that I make, and I sell a ton of hundreds of each on my server. I use the Silas Tools of the Trade. As you can see right here, I'm waiting for a proc. I have 11 minutes to use it again because I need to craft some more potions, and, well, I'm not getting my proc. But I do use the Silas's Vial. You need to get the Prosperity version, and then you get your rank 3s of all the 8.2 flasks and potions, like literally every single one. And then you wait till you get the Prosperity, click it, spam all the potions you can make, and, just make hundreds of each, and sell them all for hundreds of thousands of gold each week. That's exactly what I do. You do need the Tools of the Trade, though, or it won't be as profitable, if not profitable at all. If we check out right here, I was mentioning at the very beginning of the video that I spent so much gold on Xanthid this week, and I did. Right here you can see 1 stack for 130k, 2.4k that I need to collect still, because if we take a look at my bank, I have so much Xanthid in my bank. I have 13,000 more. This is 2.4k for 130k. I have 13,000 more. So yeah, I spent a lot of gold on Xanthid, but I'm stocked up. This is what you gotta do. Like I was mentioning, you gotta wait for that Tool of the Trade proc for the Vial of Prosperity. Once you get that, it's not time to buy your materials then. You need to be prepared for when it happens, because when it happens, you need to go ham and just make all the potions and flasks that you can. So always gotta be making sure that you're stocked up on that. And honestly, there's not even that many big stacks to talk about. We have Greater Flask of Vast Horizon, sold 15 of those for 28k, and then more Greater Flasks of the Currents, 16 for 13k. Here's a decently sized chunk right here. Superior Battle Potion of Agility. Like I was mentioning, every single one of these that I'm talking about is all from 8.2 rank 3s. They are super easy to get. I think only 2 potions need Revered. The rest you can get through work orders and just through your trainer. It's so easy. But yeah, 50 of those for 47k. Free gold, basically. Greater Flask of the Currents, 46 of those for 37k. And then Greater Flask of Endless Fathoms, 21k. So you can see it's all those Greater Flask and potions. And not a lot of Abyssal Healing Potions. Well, maybe they're lower priced. You can see right here, I did sell a bit of them. 160 Abyssal Healing for 10k. And then Unbridled Furies, I've been selling little bits of those. But those weren't the bulk this week. It was actually Greater Flask this week for me. Usually it's so much gold from Abyssal Healing Potions and Potions of Unbridled Furies. And I'm assuming that next week it's going to be back to that. But it's just, it's a curious thing to note, you know. So let's collect all the sales. I don't have enough room for all that Xanthid, but 323k for the Alchemist. Still a good week, I would say, to be honest. Less than I spent, yeah, sure, but that doesn't mean anything because the Xanthid is in my bank. It's not like it just disappeared. It's there for when I get my proc. But yeah, in terms of like exact gold numbers this week, we did not profit, but it's still good. Right here, you can see I was saying 2 tokens on this guy, because this guy was the richer one. Made 700k last week. Checking out my inscriptionist/cook. This week, he has earned 168,000 gold. You know, to be honest, this is still a pretty modest week in terms of earning gold on all my professions. It's not record-breaking like it's been, but it's still quite nice. I mean, I'm loving these numbers in terms of like how much I actually spent putting into the auction house. Going over some of the things that I sold on this guy. Highborn Compendiums. I sell all 3 versions. I always have a stock of 5 on the auction house of each at all times, and they sell from anywhere from 9 to 13, actually 9 to like 15,000 gold each on my server. I sell them pretty much daily, so check those out on your server. It seems like most people find a lot of profits with them. And then also cooking. Cooking is the easiest profession right now. I'm just gonna be honest. Alchemy makes me the most gold, but cooking makes me the easiest gold. Alchemy requires a lot of waiting around for, like I was mentioning, you need your tools of the trade, so you gotta earn that. That requires a lot of time investment, and then you gotta sit around a lot of times waiting for your procs to happen to get the Vial of Prosperity version, and then you only have 30 minutes, a 30-minute window to craft as many potions and flasks as you can, and it's a lot of stress and like a lot of time investment. But with cooking, you just go to your trainer, learn everything. I don't have any rank 3s. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I have no reputations on this guy. Same with the Inscription, I have no reputations on this guy. I just do everything as either rank 1 or rank 2. And I earn so much gold. There's like no investment at all. Even for the big mechs. I sell a lot of big mechs. They make a lot of gold. And they're the easiest like BFA farm in the world. And it's all so intuitive and simple and streamlined. It's crazy. So cooking is a recommendation from me. Everyone can learn cooking. You don't have to drop a profession either. It's just like, it's so good. It's a third profession. So everyone should pick up cooking if you haven't yet, especially with the new foods from 8.3. They make a lot of gold. Ultramarine inks, selling a lot of stock of those, so I'm happy with that. You can see they're selling for, what is that, like 2.5 gold each? That's fine with me, because I have thousands and thousands and thousands of them, so I need to get rid of them. That's more the vendor price, which is better than usual. World Scrolls of Fortitude, 28. I need to make more of these. I need to make maybe like 50 of the World Scrolls. Each of the World Scrolls, because I've been selling a lot recently. 6.6k for those. Biltongs, like I was mentioning, food. So we got biltong. Back down here, there was baked potatoes. Those are very good, high-selling foods, and those are, 8.0 BFA foods, I believe. Maybe 8.1. More compendiums, like I was mentioning, they sell pretty consistently. More up here as well, all for around 10k each. And then here's some 7.3 food, or 8.3 food. Baked void fins and kebabs. Kebabs are probably the best food. I'm gonna be honest. Kebabs. Those are if there's going to be at least one thing you craft, it should be kebabs. Hands down. Baked void fins do quite well for me as well, though. And then that's pretty much the story going all the way up. Yep, it's the same thing. Kebabs, compendiums, ultramarine pigments and inks, apparently, and more foods and stuff like that. So easy 168k. Honestly, like, I spend the least amount of time on this character. I do not go out and farm reputation at all, even though I should, because this character has Inscription and Cooking, which are like the 2 most reputation demanding professions out there. And yeah, I just don't go for reps. I just sit here and I log on for maybe 5 minutes. Like, I seriously spend the least amount of time on this character, and it makes the second most amount of gold. So definitely get cooking if you haven't yet. So now let's go from one of the best professions in BFA to the actual worst profession on my server right now. in BFA, and that is Jewelcrafting. Jewelcrafting pulling in 80,000 gold this week. It's actually not the worst earning profession, but I'll go over why that is. It's not really due to the profession, to be honest. But yeah, 80k. I mean, it's quite nice to be fair. I have sold a bunch of the eye level 300 rings. They went down to about 300 gold each on my server for a little bit, and I wasn't in the mood to reset them because they're just like something random that I'm crafting. But yeah, I think the profits on those has risen up, but they did dip for a little bit. I've been talking about these for quite a while. I've been selling them between 1 to 3k each, and they're only eye level 300, which is crazy to me. So I did want to mention that they did have a dip. And going over the rest, the only things that we're going to be talking about really is the raw material gems that you get from just prospecting, because that's really all that's been earning me any gold. I haven't been earning anything from actually selling cut gems, but raw gems I sell a lot of sage agates, and I sold 30 of those for 22k. These are going for about 8 to 1,000 gold each on my server. Same with azurines, 27 of those for 20.5k gold, and then more up here, sage agates for 20 for 15k. So you can see it's just all my gold comes from the raw gems of azurine and sage agates. Sometimes I sell Leviathan eyes, but honestly, for every other gem, I'm spending more in deposit costs than actually selling the gems. So yeah, that's why this profession is like the worst for me, because I don't actually earn any gold from making anything right now. It's only from prospecting, which you can just be like level 1. I guess for Osmanite, for mass prospecting Osmanite, you do need to be higher jewel crafting level, but I mean, you know what I mean. You don't really need to have any investment in it right now, at least on my server. That's how it works for me. But still 80k, that's pretty nice. Moving on to my tailor. My tailor has sold the most amount of items this week at 109. We actually need to open up 2 mailboxes on this guy, but pulling in 71.8k gold this week for tailoring. And if I scroll up and down, it's bags. Not all deep sea bags. You can see right here, otherworldly bag. That's from, I think, Wrath of Lich King. These sell for 1.5k, which is like 1.2k profit. But a lot of it is deep sea bags. Sold some netherweave bags. These are kind of negligible. They sell for 7 gold each, so it's whatever. It's just profitable. It's just not a lot of profit. Deep sea bags, though, I sold a ton. Look at all these deep sea bags. So many. Right here, someone reset the market of deep sea bags. That's probably why so many sold. They probably bought all 50 of mine out at this 608 gold, and then they rose the price to, what was that? Oh, I lost it. I scrolled too fast. There we go. 2.4k each. Sold a couple of them at that. Sold a uncanny glove from cloth. 2.8k. That's cool. Selling some of that. I'm glad whenever uncanny cloth sells, because I barely sell any of it. And then you can see a bunch of deep sea bags at 1k pretty much. And yeah, they started to slowly dip down. Otherworldly bags, more of these, 2k each. A uncanny cloak for 7.5k. That's a lot more than usual. That's nice. And then this battle flag, phalanx defense, these were for a work order the other day, so I sold 2 of those for 3k gold. I should have had more posted. I only had 2 posted, but I need to figure out what all the work orders are for all the professions and have a group set up for those, so I can have like maybe 5 sets of the work order. So if it's like you need 3 battle flags of phalanx defenses for the work order, maybe have 15 up at all times, so that way whenever the work order pops up, I get a bigger boost in sales. So that's an idea that you guys can. I should be collecting this gold while I'm talking, because we need to open up more mails. But yeah, like I was mentioning, that's probably a good idea for you guys to look into. I'm probably going to do that myself. I need to write it down so I don't forget to do that. But yeah, it's just a simple idea that can possibly earn you a bit more gold. You don't have to sell everything you're crafting every single day. Like, it doesn't need to immediately sell. If the work order pops up once a month, at least you're prepared for that moment. That's the important part, in my opinion. And then checking out what we earned from the rest of the 9 mails was only 1,000 more gold, and it's like a set of the like green eye level 280 gear, tight spray gear, which is weird. But yeah, I don't know why someone bought a set of that. Transmog, that's what it is. I always just say Transmog. That's like the only explanation. But I guess 73k about on the Tailor, and we have one more character to go over. Alright, time for the last opening of the day is the Transmog Sales for the week. I did 0 Transmog farming this week on my character, so nothing new to add. These are just going to be sales of what I already had, and we have a okay mailbox of 37,000 gold for Transmog during the week. And like I was mentioning, nothing is new, but a lot of stuff. So I think what is happening is I got rid of a lot of my very low-priced items, transmog items that I had on the auction house. I still have a ton more, trust me. I still have a ton more, less than 1,000 gold. But I think the reason why it looks like this is because I've already sold most of them that are below 1,000 gold. So now it's basically only things that are 1,000 gold on the auction house, and those are the only things that we're going to see sell. So that might be an explanation of this, I don't know. But I did sell a lot of transmog over 1,000 gold this week, which is nice, because usually I don't sell a lot of transmog, and if it is, it's mostly these things, like less than 100 gold. Like I was mentioning before, when I leveled up my transmog farmer from 1 to 60, I just posted everything I found on the auction house, because it's only like 2 silver to post low-level transmog gear to the auction house. So even if it's something like this, like for 2 gold or 16 gold, it's because it's a low-level item, and it's like 2 silver to 30 silver to post it, and it's the negligible, so anything is profit at that point, you know. So that's the only reasoning why I have those super low valued transmog items. But let's collect that up, and let's see the total gold for the week. It's gonna be a loss. Like, let's be honest, guys. I didn't collect, what was it, 1.5, nearly 1.6 mil that I spent. I can just mental math, I didn't collect that much. But let's see if I collected more than 700k, because I spent 700k on materials for this account this week, and then I spent that 700k for the second account. So let's not include the second account first, and then we'll account the second account. So let's just see. We went from, what was it, 1 million gold, 20,000, yeah, 1,020,000 gold, I couldn't remember for a second, to 2,066,000 gold. So we at least made a million back, that's a lot more than I thought, to be honest. I was thinking more like 700k I earned. But so we did earn more than we spent on the second account, and also we spent more, or we earned more than we spent on materials, not including the second account, is what I mean. So we actually would have profited this week if I didn't buy the second account. We would have profited like 300k this week, which would have been amazing. So yeah, we did get back up to 2 mil. I'm happy with that. We're back to about halfway to the Brutosaur, and up to you guys. If you guys decide that I should include the second account's earnings in this series or not, we will probably be earning a lot more gold from now on. But if not, then we'll just make that 705k on that account, send it back over, and then, we'll be back to where we were in the first place before I bought the account. And I'll just earn that gold on the side, as like a savings account, I guess. That'll be my second savings account, to just earn gold, sell all the materials that I farm with it, and then just keep that gold stocked up. Either way works for me. I would prefer to include it in this series because, once again, it is something that anyone can do, to be honest. It's only one extra account. I didn't go crazy or anything. And I did earn all the gold through the things that I've shown you. So it's all repeatable. So that's kind of the point of this series, was to just show that everything that I do, everyone can do, because I'm a noob and I'm doing all this myself. So yeah, once again, go and vote in the poll that will be linked in the comments below. Let me know your opinions on this week's video. It was a crazy week, nonetheless. A lot of time spent actually playing the game and setting things up. So not a lot of time on the auction house, and we still earned a very modest amount of gold, I would say. 1 million gold, that's nice. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like, and if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button plus the bell next to it so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.